The new year is almost here. 2025 is actually a reality, something that many of us never thought we would see come so fast, but here it is. If you are one of those people that is feeling stuck, perhaps things have not gone the way you expected, perhaps things have not gone as fast as you expected, perhaps you are in a whirlwind of what am I going to do now? And I'm ready for some change, then this Agents in the Trenches is for you. Hey guys, Lucy Quiñones here, transmitting live from the beautiful city of Medellin in the wonderful country of Colombia. That's right. I am here in El Poblado in Medellin, scouting for opportunities of global investment. But today we're going to be talking about that hot topic of what do I do if I feel stuck? What is my next best plan of action? What am I actually going to need to know for 2025 to reposition myself and relaunch my business in a higher way? So to get this party started and to really take this conversation to a higher level, I'd like to introduce, as always, my running partner and right-hand woman, Dalia Miranda, who has been doing these lives with me since, last year, April. Hey, Dalia, how are you?
I'm doing great. How's Colombia?
Let me tell you, the world is in Colombia. Colombia has gone global. I got here on Tuesday, and in the immigration line, there were people literally at my eyes sight from at least 6 other countries, and they're not all Spanish countries. I mean, we're talking about India, we're talking about Australia, we're talking about Germany. And of course, a lot of people from the United States of America are exploring opportunities in Colombia, and I've got so much to share. But how is Southwest Florida today?
It's cold, believe it or not. We got a little bit of a cold front today. So, there's a lot of people kind of gearing up at this moment, but it's great. Well, I mean, I think we need it. I know for me, I'm like excited about it because it's just like kind of resetting the air a little bit,
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, it's always nice when you see a little bit of change in the season, especially in Florida, where we don't have much of the 4 seasons, right? Yeah. But I'm excited about this live today. I'm excited about this podcast and what we're going to be talking about. So I'll let you kick it off.
Yes. Well, to accompany us this live, we have incredible experts that is going to be shining some light on subjects that are super important, not only for real estate agents, but for business and entrepreneurs in general. So, and we're putting together something really incredible for December 11th. If you guys haven't seen the updates or the posts, it's going to be our very first virtual mastermind. And so we want to kick it off with our expert that's going to be joining us and shining light on their expertise. So just to start it off, we're going to go ahead and bring everyone on. So first is John Collins. Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Hola.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Welcome in, John. And then next, the one and only Marissa Gonzalez. Hi, Marissa.
Hello. Good morning, ladies and gents.
Welcome, Marissa. Great to see you.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
And last but certainly not least, Crystal Samuels. Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Doing great. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us and taking the time here. I want to give everyone just like a moment, maybe a minute to introduce yourself, tell us what you do, how you do it, and we will start off with Marissa. Marissa,
I knew that was coming. Hey, everybody. Marissa Gonzalez, aka Mari G, traditional business owner focusing on financial wellness, budgeting, savings, and all things credit to help people become homeowners, honestly, is really the big dream. But super excited to be here with you all. I've been coined lots of middle names because apparently I'm just that good at a few different things. But my favorite by far is networking. And so I'm excited to be able to dive into how networking has not only just changed my personal perspective and my personal relationships, but how it's been able to help me in business.
Incredible.
That's awesome. And you're always such a ray of sunshine, right? You're always that connector out there in the community. And I'm super excited to have you as one of our expert advisors in this upcoming Mastermind live virtual, right? Because I think that we are in a season where we need to bring awareness and a higher level of, knowledge. So definitely can't wait to see what you're going to be sharing with us on December 11th.
Thank you. Thank you. Very excited.
Likewise, I'm excited for that as well. Next up, I would love Crystal. Crystal, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. So I am Crystal, also known as the Business Development Maven. I do business development and mortgage and title, and I have my marketing company. And I'm going to be basically just diving into social media and how it really benefits my companies and how it really helps me leverage kind of what I do and how I get leads from that. So I'm excited to share that with everyone.
And you are, for everyone that may not know Crystal, another huge marketing maven who has just so much deep knowledge of the behind the scenes of social media. Because a lot of times we just think, put content, put content, put content. But I know that you have really, gone deeper with the insights and how we can maneuver that information to reposition ourselves in a more powerful way, and especially beat that algorithm that is always right trying to put us in the back burner. But I'm really excited to hear more about that, and I think it's something that we all need to learn more about and take to a higher level if we really want to, be more relevant on social media. So I'm excited to hear you that day.
Thanks.
Absolutely. John, tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name's John Collins, and I'm the owner of LeadX22, which is a marketing automation system. And I think one of the things we're trying to help everybody do is to think ahead to 2025 and where you want to be, and do that planning now and get those systems in place. So one of the things that I focus on is making sure that after you do the social media and after you make contact with your clients, make sure that your follow-up is consistent. And that even goes to your past clients, to make sure that you stay in touch with them, because if you're not talking to your past clients, somebody else is. So that's what I do. I try to bring the software solutions to make sure that you're constantly in contact with your clients, your potential ones, and your past clients.
And I must add that you are instrumental in helping us put this next mastermind together, live, virtual, because, definitely the way that we market through our website has totally been disrupted. And there's a new way of not just, that pull, but especially that push marketing that we need to be taking our clients and our prospects through, which is a lot more than just a traditional website, right? It's something really innovative. It's definitely a new generation. I'm always excited to know that we are on the same playing field that Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Eric Worre, and so many others are on, which is that new innovation of landing pages and funnels and everything else that comes along with it. So thank you, John.
Well, let me mention too that our keynote speaker is Sean Kaplan. And Sean is one of those people that is on the frontier of getting out and changing the way that we think about marketing and how to reach people. And so I'm really excited to have Sean on. He's amazing and very well known in our circles. I think the people on the mastermind are going to be blown away.
Yes. And so let's continue the conversation that way. I was meeting with a developer this morning here in Medellin, Colombia, in El Poblado. For those of you that don't know, it's one of the ritziest areas in Medellin. A lot of people from around the world have invested here. When the pandemic happened, a lot of people either traveled to places like, Florida to be able to work remotely. from other states. And also a lot of people traveled to Latin America because they were able to work remotely and they wanted to get out of the four walls that we had been confined to. Well, this morning, if you can go on my Instagram, you can see I shared a reel with one of the luxury condominiums that are here. And we were talking and discussing the fact that it's no longer marketing as usual. Our customers are not being found in the yellow pages, or they're not finding us rather in the yellow pages. We're not making connections with people at our offices anymore. Literally, Instagram and other platforms have become our business cards that we want to share. And so that takes us to what we're going to be sharing on December 11th. New generation stuff, forward thinking things that we all need to level up on. And above and beyond, it's that, new way of putting ourselves out there to be found. Now, there's a good and there's a bad to it, right? Because when you put yourself out there, you're also open to a lot of other dynamics that, are not as familiar for many of us as usual. But I want to kick it off with that. Tell us a little bit more about our keynote speaker, Sean, because I know that, tell us how you met him, because actually you introduced him to our world. And this is the power of the new generation of marketing. We can meet people around the world that we would have never met before. So I don't know about you guys. I want to open it up for conversations once John tells us a little bit more about Sean, but are we being as intentional, and are we really thinking outside the box, right? Are we really opening our horizons up to be able to connect with people around the world and be more findable, if that's even a word? Like, how do I become more findable? So kick it off, John.
It's interesting because what you say is very true, but a lot of the old principles still hold true even on social media and in how we market, because I met Sean actually by continually building my network and meeting new people. And so as you do that and as you expand your circles, what do they say? We're only 6 degrees separated from everyone else.
Yes.
And so, he was somebody that I became aware of through someone else. And I reached out to him one day, and, he's a very open person. He is a maverick in our industry. And so, and then you just, he's got a course, or I guess it's a group called Creator University. And so he does these type of things every week. And
wow.
And so he's very proactive, and that's what I love to surround myself with people that are not happy with the status quo, that they see that there's new things to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's continue talking about that. So what do you guys, Marissa, Crystal, in what you do you ever think about beyond the frontiers, right? Because here I am today transmitting live from a whole different continent, yet we're bringing one message, and that is, it is no longer business as usual. There is a new frontier. I don't know, I'm telling you, for 2025, I have decided to be more impactful in what I share on my social media, in how I do it. I want to be more intentional. I want to be that, even more so, that messenger with the right message. I want to become the go-to. Like, if somebody's thinking about investing in Colombia, that is me. I want everyone to know Lucy's your girl, because I've been boots on the ground for 3 years, and I see some of my friends coming to Colombia and promote, and people asking them about investing in Colombia. I'm like, what? So give me your insight, guys.
Well, I just want to first say, like, the power of networking, right? Like, had you not met John, right? And then John brought you our now keynote speaker. I mean, just think of, that's the power of connecting, right? Sometimes people get hung up on the idea or the wording around networking, and it's really just meeting people. It's about connecting with people. And so I always talk about the 3-foot rule. Like, listen, if you are within 3 feet of me, I'm going to say hi. I'm going to compliment you on something, because I just never know what connection we're going to be able to make, and how, even if it takes us somewhere the next day or months from then or years from them, we just never know what the connection to people is going to be. So even just the story about how you and John connected, and now here we are, how many months, or I don't know how long later from when you guys first met, to now being able to collaborate together to bring more value to the marketplace, to help individuals to just be that 2% millimeter shift, right? Or that 2 millimeter shift, to just be better than they were before, to be able to help grow their businesses.
Marissa, if I can add one point in that, to push us too, because every new person we meet has the potential to push us beyond our comfort zone. And that's what I love.
It's funny you say that, because I was going to talk about collective genius and the perspective of other people, and that really being the power of connecting with individuals. I mean, even Crystal and myself, we first connected on social media, and I don't remember who messaged who first, but now we have this beautiful friendship and personal relationship that we were able to develop, because it's not just about connecting with like-minded individuals. You want to be connected to like-hearted individuals. You want to know that you are on the same mission and the same purpose to help uplift and elevate all of those that you come into connection with. And we all have our own experiences. We all grew up in our own environments. And so our perspectives are going to be different. And that in itself is one of the key powers behind just connecting and networking, because another person's perspective is going to help elevate me to that best version of myself.
Absolutely. Like I always say, together we are stronger and together we are better. And I was blessed enough to meet John on a 1-week challenge. But, I mean, listen, the people that we need to connect with are there. The question is, am I putting myself out there to be findable? And so here we are. Who else wants to chime in?
Well, when you said that, Lucy, it actually made me think of the phrase, like, prayer without works is dead, right? Like, if we are presented with opportunities to be around people, like, we have to be willing to take the initiative, even if we take it scared. What's the worst that's going to happen when you say hi to a new person, right? So that's what came to mind when you were saying that. So I can kind of go on and on. So I'm going to let John.
Come on, marketing maven, jump in.
And social media is the same. Like, people respond to you, they're kind to you, they comment on your posts. You're just showing your kindness and who you are as a person right back to that person virtually, the same way you would do if they're 3 feet away from you in person. To me, the virtual platform is the same as being in person. It's just another way to connect with individuals and show them who you are as a person.
Yeah, I think so many people get lost in trying to put this facade on social media and like make it seem like everything is so perfect. Like, people can't relate to perfection, right? They want to be able to relate to you and your genuine and your authentic self. So I love that you said that, Crystal.
I want to ask John a quick question. So break down for us, not in too much detail, but just give us an idea of what is really the difference, or what are the top 2 things that you have seen is the biggest difference between the traditional website, right, which we all started hearing about early 2000s, and the new generation, which is what I'm calling, because I really believe it's the future, of a landing page, a magnet, what do they call it, a lead magnet page. Kind of dissect that for us in easy terms.
A website is it's very generic, and it really doesn't guide your potential client to any destination. So when somebody goes on your website, they can click any page, and really there's no direction to it. It's hit or miss. Conversion rates on websites are 1%, but a landing page, when somebody comes to your landing page, you can guide them to more and more products, whether it's service or a regular product. And so the landing page has the ability to take somebody through a journey and landing page conversion is 7%. But it's a way to put out a targeted message instead of just painting a broad picture. And that's the difference on a landing page. It's very directed and it has a purpose. And you can have many landing pages for many different things. So, you might have 10 landing pages out, each addressing a different thing, buyers, sellers, and that's what a landing page does.
I love it. And I think that's something that many people are not aware of. And I know we're going to really break it down at the upcoming Mastermind virtual live, because we all need to be at the forefront. Guys, if there's anything that I can share with you is you must get to the front of the room. We have to stop being part of the back of the room.
Here's what I learned, Lucy. With real estate particularly, realtors are very familiar with landing pages for properties, but they're not familiar with landing pages for becoming an expert in their field and developing courses. That's what takes you from the pack and raises you up above everyone else. And that's where I see realtors, they don't make the connection that that's the purpose of a landing page, not just for advertising property. And so that's what I hope to get across to our community.
That's really interesting. And I think that's very powerful, because we have been programmed to understand how, to generate leads from property listings or property showcases or property websites, right? But now we are the product. We are the product. We have to sell ourselves. We need to put ourselves out there so that, when someone needs what we have, they can easily find us. We have to be in the front of the room. I want to ask Crystal. Crystal, how do you foresee, or what are the top 3 things people need to keep in mind when putting content out there? I mean, content is good, but how do we make it more intentional?
So make sure you have a plan. So just the same way we all have business plans for our businesses, right? But we have to incorporate social media into that. What is your plan? Are you using social media to get leads? Are you using social media to build brand awareness for yourself? Are you using social media to, increase your engagement? You have to first think what it is that you want out of it, so then you can focus on those analytical numbers. Because if you look at social media as a whole and try to do everything in one shot, it's going to be increasingly overwhelming for somebody who's not as experienced in that aspect.
That's great. Lucy, did you want to add anything?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, no, I wanted to ask Marissa a question. Because I know that I speak to a lot of agents, I speak to a lot of new agents, and one of the biggest things or common objections that I hear when it comes to networking is that they feel awkward, they feel shy, they're not sure why they should be networking with other, real estate professionals in the industry. So what would you say to that person that is not, or maybe a little unsure, that's a little unsure about networking or feel like insecure about themselves?
Yeah, 100%. And that's a great question. I think at the end of the day, it really just boils down to recognizing that collaboration is what's going to get you so much further in the game, right? It's almost like thinking about like a mentor. Like I got a mentor so that I can be able to learn, compress and collapse time, and being able to connect with other individuals who are, even if it's the same field as you, who knows? Let's say from a real estate perspective, maybe they have an open house and an emergency happens and they need a real estate agent to go and do that open house for them. Now because you created that connection and that relationship, now they're going to say, hey, can you host an open house for me? Any of the leads that you get, we can work out some type of agreement or something like that. So you just never know what can come from collaboration. And I always tell people, like, if you're nervous, if you're like, I don't even know how to start a conversation just by complimenting someone, because it's instantly going to bring that good energy to someone and their wall is going to come down. But we also know if you're at a networking event, there's no wall, because people are there for the exact same intention, to get to know other individuals, whether it be in the same type of industry or maybe just a new industry, so that they can just get to know one another, collaborate. I mean, you hear about business besties all the time, right? There's so much power in just collaborating and having somebody else that you can connect to, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 people, and you just never know what can flourish from that connection.
Right.
I want to do a quick round robin because I think that it's important for everyone to come with high expectations, right? We leave it up to me. I always like to set the bar really high. I figure we might as well shoot for the stars and hit the ceiling, right? Versus shoot for the ceiling and hit the lamp. What would you guys say would be the top 3 takeaways that people show up expecting to receive on December 11th? What would you say are those 3 takeaways? Because this is going to be a space and a place that has been intentionally curated to elevate our viewers, to elevate those people that are, grabbing their spots, to be present, to, take a time slot of your life to really become intentional on how am I going to really reposition myself for 2025? What are these things that I need to know, whether it be landing pages, whether it lead magnets? John, you said people can have up to 10. I need 7 off the bat, right? I told Talia the other day, here's what I don't want for 2025, right? We always focus on what do you want for the next year? What do you want for your business? I'm like, you know what? Let me be clear on what I don't want so that I can focus on what I do want. I don't want to be the best kept secret any longer. Because I think if we really look at our potential and what we've done and how we've done it, there is a glass ceiling that we have all allowed ourselves to fall into. There is a glass ceiling that we have all allowed ourselves to just, maintain our, and I always challenge myself and I say, no matter how much I do, is there more for me to do? Am I really at my optimum level? And the answer is always no. So give everyone, in your own words, 3 takeaways that they should grab their spot, show up with pen, paper, and total focus to walk away with. So I'll let you, John, then Marissa, then Crystal, just speak to us from the heart. What are these 3 top things that people should show up expecting to walk away with?
Well, I think the way I would put that is come and see what other people are doing, and then pick 2 or 3 things to implement in your 2025, and then reach out to these experts and see how they can help you, because that's what everybody that's on this podcast is a giver. We're all trying to give people knowledge and to help them excel at what they do. So I would just say, out of all the people that we have on the mastermind, just take what is either missing or what you think you can implement and make a decision. Don't try, make a decision. As Myron says, cut yourself off from any other choice, make a decision to implement it in 2025. That's what I want people to walk away from the mastermind and be excited about 2025 in their business.
Love it.
I think that when you think about masterminds and you think about all of these events that go on, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as somebody who has to be really self-sufficient in the work that they're doing, it can be really easy to get discouraged. It can be really easy to feel like you're in this alone, especially when you're somebody that's a solopreneur. And so one of the key things with this is making sure that you're staying connected and plugged in so that you're constantly fueling your fire. You're constantly engaged with other high positive energy impact people, right? But when it comes to some of those takeaways that I really just believe that people are going to get from this, it's how they're going to be able to propel 2025, right? We hear all the time, you have to plan tomorrow, today. And so come to the mastermind and see what things you can learn that you're going to be able, like John said, to implement so that it can now propel you to reach that next height when it comes to what 2025 is going to look like. Because I know we're all already planning it. The vision board parties have already begun, right? A piece of that is staying connected and what I like to say, staying close to the fire. Because when you can stay close to the fire, you're going to be encouraged, you're going to be motivated, because you're not going to be able to do that for yourself 24/7. But again, being around those like-minded, like-hearted people, you're going to be able to learn something new. I don't care what it is. Even if you heard it 5 times before the mastermind, that might be the moment where something just finally clicks for you. And so make sure to grab your seats because they're going to go fast, guys.
Okay, marketing maven, what should people show up expecting to take away? 3 things or one big one?
I would say just bring your fire. Be ready for us to really season your secret sauce for you. We're going to teach you how to increase your engagement. We're going to teach you all about how to build brand awareness, and just teach you all about algorithms and different key components and collaboration, and how you're going to take your businesses to the next level with us.
Ooh, that's powerful. And I'm going to say what I think people should show up expecting. And then, Talia, you can close it out because I want to respect all these expert advisors' time. And thank you so much for your commitment to show up and to make a difference and make an impact alongside myself in our community and beyond. I really want every single person that is at the sound of my voice, if you are hearing this invitation to show up at the next, Mastermind Live event, grab your spot, show up with your pen and paper, and get ready and show up ready, prepared, willing, and able to be ignited. We all have a higher potential than we've ever discovered. And it's time to unleash that potential. It doesn't matter how much we've done. It doesn't matter how great we've done. It doesn't matter the level of success. It doesn't matter how long we've been in the business. There is a higher level of untapped potential that we must ignite. And I know that these expert advisors, myself, Sean, and the people that have been divinely appointed to bring this next Mastermind live stream are fully equipped to ignite the potential and your higher potential of each and every one person that's going to be there. So, my heart is just overflowing with gratitude that life, God, connected me with each and every one of you. And I'm expecting big things. I'm expecting us to be the change. I'm expecting us to be that catalyst for other people. I'm expecting us to be co-elevators and really demonstrate that, hey, we're just getting started. We are just beginning to really touch our higher purpose and our higher potential, and that the best is yet to come. So from Medellin, Colombia, my homeland, to the world, thank you for watching us today, and thank you for being here.
Awesome. Yes, you guys heard it here first. I dropped the link where you guys can register. So please take your seats. You will not regret it. I mean, just the topics that is going to be, brought here. I mean, anyone and everyone can relate. I'm talking about, mental health. We're talking about conversion, marketing, social media, networking. I mean, that in itself is going to be incredible. So you're going to pick up some golden nuggets, and you do not want to miss it. Trust us when we say that. So go ahead, grab your tickets now, share with a friend, bring a buddy, and yeah, we will see you there. So until next time, take care, everyone. Bye.